They were very professional. They were able to help me find, I didn't know about finding a small business loan. Where do I go? Who offers these things? So they offered me some banking choices. They had some vendors in that area. I also didn't feel comfortable because I do personal injury. I didn't feel comfortable doing all the business documents. I just wanted it done right versus me finding something on Google and doing like everybody else does. So, they were able to find me a firm that would help me with all my business documents. That was a godsend. I could just email the paralegal, tell her what I needed. Here's the list of documents that the bank wants. Zippity doo dah, they're created, and the bank's happy, and I'm happy, and everybody's got their documents. And so, the that kind of thing, the references and the connections that they have, just it was priceless. I would have probably been searching, and who knows what I would have found. And then, of course, the advice with things like just in general about a lot of things was logistics. When do we make the sale? When do we make the exchange? Those kind of things. Tom was just very helpful with that, and not pressing us, but saying, well, in the past, what typically works best is, and then, giving his advice. So my name is Jackie Hauser, and I've been practicing since 2009. I had to think about it. I didn't go to law school until later in life. I was in my early 40s whenever I went to law school. I'd been a paralegal for 20 years before that. And so I went to law school. I went back to the same firm where I practiced as a paralegal, where I was a paralegal. I worked 10 years there, and just realized that there was no further chance for advancement there. And so I started looking at other opportunities. I didn't necessarily want to make a lateral move to another firm and be in the same position. And so, through a little bit of research, and reading and talking to people and getting some good advice, I just, finally decided I was going to have to either hang out a shingle and go out on my own and eat a lot of rice and beans for a while, or I was going to, have to purchase, maybe find somebody who was about to retire and move into that position. And that's how I ended up where I am today. I learned a lot about the process from Tom and from LPE. I found that he was very knowledgeable. In this process, both times, he was representing the sellers. And so but he was also at the same time giving me all kinds of good information about the whole selling process. Like most folks, I'm assuming, I didn't know that lawyers could sell their practices. And so I was like, they do what? I just thought you just died at your desk and whoever was there at the firm took over, and it just perpetuated itself like that. And I know now we have agreements and all kinds of contracts, but that's just the silly side of it. But I didn't even know if other types of these types of brokerage vendors existed. I wasn't going to go searching for somebody else because I was very happy with the way that Tom was treating me as a buyer, as a very novice at being a buyer of a pro law firm, and I thought that the information that he gave me, I appreciated a whole lot, and I appreciated the way that he was willing to answer a plethora of questions, that I'm sure he gets pitched all the time from folks like me who have never done something like this. Okay. And I bought the firm, and we started the process in January of 2021. He already had the firm that I purchased was already for sale. And so we started the process in January. I met with the seller and Tom in February. By March, we had a deal struck, and by May, I was the owner. Right now, it sounds very fast. At the time, it sounded very painstakingly slow. But now I'm like, whoa, that was fast. So since May of 2021, I've owned the firm, and the seller stayed on for our agreement was he would stay on for a year. But really, by the end of 2021, he didn't have a whole lot to do. He was just here to be the face of the firm. And we both mutually agreed, go home and retire and live your best life. That's what he wanted to do. And so he certainly has been available by phone. I've talked to him many times. And he'll still send clients to me. He'll send me an email and say, hey, somebody's coming by to see you. So it's a great relationship. And so obviously I'm still here. It's been, we're just past the 3-year mark. We're a little bit 3.25 years into it. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying being a business owner. There's good days and bad days with that. And I think that's the one thing that I've had to learn the most about is how to be a business owner. The lawyer thing I can do, but running the business and juggling staff and vendors and I was here. We have a storm this week right now, and so I was here this morning very early, checking the ceilings to make sure we didn't have any leaks, and that's not lawyer work. That's business owner work. And so that's been the biggest learning curve.